hope to achieve the impossible. We hope to build a home. We'll need resources and savvy planning. Soon we'll attract settlers, craftsmen, fortune seekers. It's not much yet, but with your help, we can erect the greatest city Raycast has ever seen. Our ships will be heavy with gold. Is a cursed land. You'd have to be mad to settle here. And yet, welcome to King's March! It's not much yet, but with your help, we can erect the greatest city Raycast has ever seen. Our ships will be heavy with gold. Is a cursed land. You'd have to be mad to settle here. And yet, welcome to King's March!
Hey guys, Dante here back with another little video, and in this one I'll be showing you guys my most current build, which is a kind of a classic right now, because like at least once league, I try to make a cast on crit build. It is by far my most favorite archetype, and it's really fun to play. You can use it while using Cyclone or Lancing Steel of Spraying, but it's very different. So before we get started, I'm not gonna insist too much on everything because I have a written guide over here about all the gear, the jewels, skill gems, whatever to use and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna cover the basics and not gonna make this video too long. So without further ado, what is Cast on Crit? Cast on Crit is an archetype in POE which revolves around using a attack like Cyclone to crit an enemy, and when that crit happens, it will proc from your Awaken Cast on Crit. It will proc your spell, which is in our case Forbidden Rite of Soul Sacrifice. Now, in our case, in my current setup, I am using a 52% cooldown recovery rate breakpoint. Cast on Crit has breakpoints. I'll have the link to those breakpoints right over here. So those breakpoints are 14, 52, and 128. Funny enough, this league you can actually get 128, but it's not worth the investment in attack speed because you lose damage. We're at the 52% breakpoint, and which means your Cyclone must be a maximum of 10.10 attacks per second. In my case, in my current situation, my Cyclone is attacking 10.09, so I am right there at the sweet spot. So what you need to do with Cast on Crit, you need to have 100% accuracy. Case can be avoided is the best choice here. You need crit. I went into detail how to get crit, power charges, jewels, and all that good stuff. Like over here, power charges, high base crit weapon, diamond flash, pressure points, quick getaway, what I'm using, and stuff like that. And then whenever your Cyclone hits one enemy 10.10 times a second, means you proc Forbidden Rite of Soul Sacrifice 10 times a second. That is how the damage goes so insane. So basically that's how the build works. Let's get into it, and then we're gonna cover all the parts, right? So let's go over the gear first of all. So I'm using a Imperial Skin, which is your best in slot weapon because it has high crit chance, high attack speed. Now, I bought the Fractured Attack Speed base, spammed essences of Zeal, I think they are, or whatever, Loathing, to get crit and crit multi. Then I locked the suffixes, Reforged Chaos for +1 all Chaos spell skill gems. I locked suffixes again, Veiled Exalt, until I got the increased spell damage. You can get increased spell damage, increased chaos damage. All of them are good. Alright, and for the enchant, you can go with either attack speed or crit, depending on what your current setup is and what you are missing. This can vary from build to build. You can either need crit, you can either need attack speed. For the helmet, I'm using a large circlet with high ES, int, and resistances. Tier 2 for life. So I actually fractured this one. I was actually aiming for the % increased energy shield, and then I wanted to spam essences to get my prefixes, but it worked either way. And then for the suffixes, you do them with Eldritch Currency. Pretty simple. Amulet, Whispers of Infinity. I did a similar build like this last league with the Lancing Steel of Spring. So now I'm doing with Cyclone and Whispers of Infinity. Even nerfed, it is your best in slot amulet because it converts mana from being your primary resource for proccing and using skills into energy shield. We are regenerating a lot of energy shield. We are leeching a lot of energy shield. So it just makes sense. It is the better mind over matter, not mind over matter, Eldritch Battery. It is just better Eldritch Battery. I don't remember what Eldritch Battery even is right now, somewhere over here. All right. For the corruptions, you want +1 maximum all resistances. Zealotry is the biggest damage output, while discipline is a little bit of a damage increase, but also a defensive one. But I highly recommend going for zealotry, increase aura effect if you can, and +1 max res. If you don't find the combination like this one, there are 15 divines. I think 15 divines is very fair, depending on how well it rolled, but I think it's fine. Try to get a high energy shield and an tranquility. For the shield, I went with a block energy shield, titanium spirit shield. I bought the base with the prefixes already done for like 8 divines, I think, and then I slammed recover energy shield when you block, and then I slammed again a normal exalt, got me fire res, and I crafted attack speed. I went into detail on the guide how to craft a better shield, where you can get even like a veiled mod or stuff like that. But again, it depends on your budget, so plan it accordingly. Right. For the boots, I went with increased cooldown recovery boots and tailwind boots. The percent strength is not needed. I would have preferred int, but that's what I got when I awakened and orbed them. And for the prefixes, that is funny. I just lock suffixes and I veiled chaos for movement speed, crafted mana, and I did an exalt slam. I got the energy shield, and then I crafted the maximum energy shield benchcraft. You can do this the same way. Again, it's written in the guide. And for the gloves, you want warlock gloves with high ES, int, dex, because you do need dex. You need I think 100 and something dex, 126 dex for awakening the GMP. If you don't use awaken GMP, normal GMP is fine, but you do need quite a little bit of dex in this build. Hands by itself is 96, 111, 100 dex and stuff like that, so you do need a little bit of dex in the build. So I opted for a fractured base and then used dense fossils to get my prefixes, and then eldritch currency for the int, and crafted attack speed. For the rings, now this is the expensive one. It is a +1, what is it, +1 max power charge ring. It goes about 130 divines. If this is not in your budget, you can use a normal ring or use a spell damage per power charge ring, but it will probably make you invest a little bit more into crit. What I mean by that is that you might need another medium cluster over here, so you can unspec some points on the tree, and you have to adjust it accordingly based on your budget. This is not a simple copy paste and it will work. You actually need to fix all the issues that cast on crit causes, basically. I spammed Essences of Scorn until I hit int, lock suffixes, did a Veil Chaos. I got Strength and Dex, which, funny enough, I have a little bit more Dex than I needed now. And then I crafted mana, slammed Energy Shield, slammed again for the evasion. Ideally, if I would level once more, I could take this Mastery, which would give me an insane amount of Energy Shield, because I have 20% increased maximum energy shield if both equipped left and right rings have explicit modifiers, explicit evasion modifiers. So if I take this, boom, it's also a survivability boost because it boosts my ES. It gives me like 700 ES, and it gives me damage because our Forbidden Rise Soul Sacrifice kills of our energy shield. So that's what I would do. Actually, I'm gonna leave that ticked. Yeah, leave it ticked. Okay. All right. Major for the belt. Obviously, for the flask, I'm using Quicksilver with reduced effective curses, Bismuth with avoid shock for element immunity, Topaz with additional elemental resistances because I am using Melding of the Flesh, Diamond Flask with more crit just to get me crit capped, And Dying Sun, you can replace this with Bottle Fate if you want, but Dying Sun I think is better a little bit for clear because you have a very high uptime while mapping. And for the body armor, this is the very fun part. I am using a Fractured. You gain Onslaught for 6 seconds when hit. Basically, Forbidden Rite of Soul Sacrifice, whenever it procs, it hits you, right? It actually hits you. So it's actually a hit that procs this mod, giving you 100% uptime on Onslaught. Therefore, you don't need Onslaught in your flasks. So that frees up a flash charge, plus it's 100% uptime. I actually bought a too low item level base and I couldn't hit T1% energy shield, and I realized too late, but I said like screw this. So you want the gain onslaught. I don't think there are any on the market right now. Oh, the base percentile is horrible. I can get way more years than that. Just realized, holy. Yeah. You get this from using essences. I think this is the one. Yeah, you can use Essence of Insanity on a good base Twilight Regalia, try and fracture it, and then you use Essences of Woe to get your prefixes, and then for the suffixes, Eldritch Currency. So that gives you permanent onslaught whenever Forbidden Rite of Soul Sacrifice procs. Alright, that's the gear. Let's go over the skill let's go over the gems. So I'm using a level 1 precision in my weapon because of the Watcher's Eye mod. Faster attacks with shield charge 4 mobility. Just good stuff. In my helmet, I'm using my auras, Zealotry, Discipline, Purity of Lightning, and Enlighten Support. I'm using Purity of Lightning with a Topaz Flask to get me, and the +1 Corruption to get me to 90% maximum resistances. And Discipline just for damage, Exarch just for damage, Discipline for survivability, obviously, and the Watcher's Eye mod as well. In my shield, I have Enhance Link to Despair. Enhance to Despair is actually a surprisingly high DPS increase. I'm gonna go into that in the POB. And a Tempest Shield, another aura for more survivability. In the boots, I'm using Withering Step linked to Enhance, Automation, and Immortal Call. Now the funny thing is that Automation linked to Enhance speeds up your Immortal Call and your Withering Step so much, it is ridiculous. Like, look at my Immortal Call, how often it's proccing. It's down, it's up. It's down, it's up again. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Now, if I was to ditch Withering Step here, which I probably wouldn't because I like the elusive effect and the instant wither. If I would somehow get a 5-link pair of boots or something, I would love to do more duration just for the Immortal Call to be longer. But yeah. So that's the gems I have in my boots. And in my gloves I have Assassin's Mark, Enhance again, Mark on Hit, and Frostblink. I need Frostblink of Wintry Blast here. Yes, Frostblink of Wintry Blast. I'll change it. So you want Frostblink of Wintry Blast in there. Alright, and in my body armor I have Forbidden Rite of Soul Sacrifice, Increase critical damage support, Awaken cast on crit level 6 is very important because level 6 with the +3 mastery will give you enough cooldown recovery rate without needing any other source of cooldown recovery rate with the boots, combined with the boots. Cyclone to proc it, Awaken greater multiply projectiles. If you don't have, if this is too expensive, you just use normal GMP. 56D is not that bad. You just use normal GMP or greater volley, and Awaken void manipulation. So yeah, those are the gems. Let's go over the tree and the jewels now. So I'm using a Watcher's Eye with increased maximum total energy shell recovery per second from Leech while affected by Zealotry. I got block spell damage while Discipline and crit multi while Precision. So I'm taking maximum benefit from most of my auras. Okay, over here I got 2 large cluster jewels, both with 8 passives. This one has Touch of Cruelty, which gives you Hinder, and hindered enemies take 10% increased chaos damage. Unspeakable Gifts is a very unreliable but actually fun source of explosion for your enemies. It's really fun when it procs, even though it's not very reliable. And on the other one, I have Unholy Grace and Touch of Cruelty. Unholy Grace just for attack speed and chaos damage. Touch of Cruelty, again, chance to hinder and hindered enemies take increased damage. For the medium one, I'm using Pressure Points with Quick Getaway. Quick Getaway gives you more attack speed and movement speed and crit damage, crit chance, sorry. Pressure Points, critical strikes have 5% chance to deal double damage. You are always critting, so pretty good uptime on the double damage. So yeah, highly recommended. I'm using Storm Shot for my element immunity combined with my flask. Melding of the Flesh for 90% max resistances. Over here I have a Forbidden Flesh and Flame combo for Withering Presence, which allows me to not path towards Withering Presence and then pick up Unholy Authority, which gives me an additional curse. That's why I can use Assassin's Mark and Despair. Alrighty. And for my Timeless Jewel, I'm using a Militant Faith with Corrupted Blood. Over here, socketed. That gives me Inner Conviction. Now, when you're looking for your Militant Faith, you want it to be under Dominus, and you don't want it to change instability, because you can see these nodes are changed. Like this one's over here, this one over here, this one over here. You don't want it to change your power chart. This is very important. That's why this is the best option to put it here, because it only has one node that you want to keep safe. That's about it. All right, I am using also a Impossible Escape. This is very interesting. Impossible Escape with Blood Magic. So I'm spending 4 points over here for block, and more block, and maximum chance to block attack damage. But the interesting part is here, Inexorable, or whatever, how you pronounce it. It's 25% chance to get an endurance chance when you are hit. Like I said before, regarding the Onslaught, Forbidden Rite of Soul Sacrifice, whenever it procs, it actually hits you. Meaning you have 100% uptime on your endurance charges and on your Onslaught without investing anything into the generation, except one suffix and one passive point on your skill tree, which is fantastic. All right, and for the last jewel, I think, yes, I have a Foulborn Blue Dream, which gives me 3% critical strike multiplier per power charge. I have 9 power charges, so that's 37% critical strike multiplier. And the second line, passives granting lightning resistance to or all elemental resistances in radius, also grants maximum energy shield at 100% of its value. Meaning, all my tattoos are tattooed with lightning res, right? So as you can see, as I hover over them, they give me 6% lightning res and 6% increased maximum energy shield. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 times 6, that's 36. So 36% increased maximum energy shield for 1 jewel and 27 crit multi. That is insane. The value of this jewel is unreal, and I think it's pretty cheap. It's 10 to 5. It's for what it offers, it is insanely cheap. And I think that's it for the jewels. As you can see, because I have a lot of excess int on my gear, I tattooed a lot of int on my passive tree. Not int, energy shield on my passive tree. And for the strength nodes, I tattooed chance to block, 3 of them over here. And for the rune grafts, I have 1 rune graft of Fortress for increased global defenses and 1 rune graft of Gemcraft for +1 to non-exceptional support gems, meaning my Awaken cast on crit is actually level 10. It's got 3 from the Mastery over here, and it's actually got 1 additional from over there from the rune graft, so it's actually level 10. Awakened cast on crit level 10 gives you 37% increased cooldown recovery rate. Now, like I said, breakpoints you need 52, 37 with 20 in the boots, that is 57. So I have way more than enough. All right, for the tree, you can see like a lot of ES, a lot of block, a lot of aura nodes, endurance and power charges and stuff like that. Nothing too revolutionary over there. The Grafts, what I'm using, I highly recommend you get this implicit 8% increased critical strike chance per power charge. Now that's global, meaning it affects the crit chance of your Forbidden Rite of Soul Sacrifice. For the mods, you can have crit multi or percent spell damage. I have this one which gives me 2% increased cooldown recovery rate and 50% increased spell damage. Now I have this for a long time. You don't need it. The corrupt implicit actually does nothing for the build, like nothing. I wanted to get to 128 CDR, but the investment was too much and I just gave up and I just kept the graft. So if you're struggling for crit, just get 2 of these. Just get 2 grafts with increased critical strike chance per power charge and spell damage or crit multi. All right, okay, let's go into the POB real quick so we can see what's going on in here. As you can see, my Cyclone is almost perfect attack rate, crit capped and hit capped, obviously, because I got hits can be evaded. And for my Forbidden Rite, I'm proccing a lot of times a second, so I got like 100 million damage plus a lot of defenses going on. This one does nothing. I can delete it. As you can see, the graph does literally nothing. Your damage is lucky, does almost nothing, like 1 million damage. It's literally nothing. It's from the graft. Power charges, yes, we have power charges, endurance charges. Like I said, you have 100% uptime on endurance charges because you hit yourself. Onslaught, the same. Tailwind from the boots, elusive from Withering Step. Crit recently, you always crit, is not something interesting. Withering Steps is 15 all the time because of your Ascendancy and Withering Step. And enemies are unnerved because of your Glove Implicit. Plus, I forgot to take Hindered. Enemies are hindered because you got 20% chance to hinder them, which is all the time. And yeah, pretty good damage over here. Yep, everything looks... Oh, I'm missing one graph. Hello? There you go. Okay, so that's my total damage, 118 million with a lot of block. If I wanted to divine my shield, if I could divine it to like to max roll chance to block, I would be at 77 or 78 chance to block, so it would be even higher. But you're still not gonna die with this build very often. The main damage, the main thing that can kill you is probably, I don't even know, like even Shaper Slams can kill you. Try to avoid maps with reduced chance to block and you'll be fine. You probably won't die ever. Damage over time, like Cyrus degens and stuff like that, could probably kill you, yeah. But yeah, that is it for this one. The build guide and the POB will be in the description. You can copy the POB code from up here. And yeah, thank you guys for checking the video. Thank you for making it this far, and I hope you found this build interesting. And if you did, make sure to drop a like and a comment and subscribe. Until next time, take care and stay safe.